And welcome back, everyone. Welcome back. Welcome back. I hope you enjoyed that lovely brutal OST as we've returned. We've returned here with the grand finals. Let's grand finale this year of the WardiTV Monday number 72. Oh boy, we've had our two players facing off and looking quite powerful in their own right coming into the finals. MaxPax took down a classic 2-0 with a very greedy style, a greedier style that I have not really experienced much before. Meanwhile, herO took down Cure in a much more aggressive PvT. And we'll see how our players do compare to each other as we load into our fresh series, into our best of 5. Game 1 is going to be on White Rabbits. Let's go. Let us go. Just catching up with the chat. Exclamation mark song sounds like Heroes of Might and Magic. It is good. If you're curious about the OST that was playing, it's the Brood War OST. Brood War OST. That's what we do play during the break. But here we go, spawning in the bottom left-hand corner of White Rabbits. We have the South Korean Protoss player. We have the Blue Protoss representing T1. It is herO. And spawning in the top right-hand corner, we have his opponents. We have the Red Protoss, the Danish Protoss representing Sidestorm Gaming. It is MaxPax. God damn it, man. Esther Rowdy in the chat. Esther Rowdy. Sherma in the chat as well. Sherma. Esther Rowdy. Calm down, buddy. Calm down. Bienvenidos. So we're stepping into our PvP, and again we have seen some very greedy play out of MaxPax. He was able to catch Classic off guard and give him a really hard time in the semifinals, but this time, do you see what I see? I see a high ground gateway. So MaxPax does shift gears and is going for something that looks to be a little bit more standard. Okay. So it does mix things up. Likewise, herO going for his own gateway further back in his own mineral line. The purpose of this is technically this is a bit of a greedier response and a greedier build. We'll see what herO goes for from here. As it looks like he's going for a gate cyber expand. Wait, straight gate expand? Oh, he's crazy. Let's go. And this is what is wild about herO, is that specifically against MaxPax, he is so used to seeing people all in him, but herO, he's one that's willing to be greedy. He's willing to out-greed MaxPax as well, but my eyes are on this probe. The turns have tabled. MaxPax going for the one base all in. Let's go. Okay. Yeah, the roles have been reversed here, as usually we're often seeing Korean Protosses all in MaxPax, but now it's MaxPax all inning the Korean Protoss. We're going full circle, baby, full circle. Just waiting for the Cybercore. Cybercore is almost done. Pylon is complete. And remember, herO, he went for the greediest build you can go for, gate expand. Like, this is insanely greedy. This is illegal, and MaxPax blindly is going for the all-in. There's the robo, there's the one base all-in. So again, very nice call here by MaxPax. Basically, we're metagaming. Right now, there's a lot of metagame going on, as I'm sure both herO and MaxPax are very, very well versed with each other. So MaxPax, he's assuming that herO is going to be greedy, and he is assumed correctly. And this should be a builder to win, straight up. It just should be a builder to win here for MaxPax. Especially because herO's blind. Like, herO doesn't know what's going on. herO does kill the probe, getting us take the shield battery. Adepts are rallying across the map, Stalkers as well. And we'll see if herO can pull off a miracle defense. We shall see. As herO throws down 2 more gates, getting into a 3-gate setup. Let's take the shield battery. Adepts have arrived. herO does have a full wall. That's fully wall off. The prisoners all sit by. All sit by. 2 adepts, they threaten to shade into the main base. And 2 adepts taking 1-shot probes. Getting 1 probe so far. Yeah, we did see a couple of shots were mistimed. So a bit of miscontrol there from MaxPax. At the same time, Stalkers, they poke down that front door. Going for the battery. Warbins are finishing. And here comes that first Immortal. MaxPax has got his Immortal, got his Warp Prism, he can juggle his units, and we'll see if he can break that natural again. He has to be so careful here about those force fields. The sentry's coming in. Up! Does he get him? He does. Yeah, massive force field, locks down the army. And here he will lose these stalkers. The stalkers, the sentries. There's no getting out of this. The army's locked down. And here trying to build up into Phoenixes. Stargate's done. Phoenix is on the way. But again, there's some brutal losses here for herO. So I'll try to break out. Oh god. But again, there's only so much these batteries can do. Only so much. As hero's getting a 5th battery. But the batteries are being focused down. I mean the gateway as well. Now we're up to 2 immortals. Jesus. And again, MaxPax, he should be able to break through. Right now, there's only 2 batteries with energy. Nice lift on the one immortal. Oh my god, the juggling saves the immortal. Does pull away. MaxPax, he juggles back. But hey, those batteries are putting in a lot of work. The boys are being pulled. Boys are being pulled. herO getting desperate. Can he get on top of the immortals? Not quite. Yeah, not quite. Shots get wasted. MaxPax moves in. Takes down the mineral line and now catches out the stalkers as well. Down to 3. 3 stalkers left. Down to 2. Oof. And GG gets called. GG gets called. MaxPax takes game number 1. GG. Whew. GG will play it again, seeing a sight that you don't often see, but MaxPax did go for the 1 base all in. herO went for a gate expand, hyper greedy build. Again, they blindly went into these builds against each other. MaxPax read herO very well, and this is a byproduct of just having so many games against herO. They play so often in these online tournaments, whether it's WardiTV Monday, whether it's Monday Night Weeklies, and MaxPax was able to just gamble a little bit there, gamble and assume correctly that herO would cut corners. GG. Whew, GG well played. With that, MaxPax takes the lead in the series, and now we're going to be loading into game number 2, and we'll see how our players do adapt and how they open up this time. Who's going to be greedy? Who's going to be all in? As I expect this to be a very short series. As spawning in the top right hand corner of, even if it goes all 5 games, I expect the games themselves to be quite short, as in the top right hand corner we have the Danish Protoss player, we have the red Protoss representing Storm Gaming. It is MaxPax. And spawning in the bottom left-hand corner, we have his opponents. We have the blue Protoss player. We have the blue Protoss himself. The South Korean Protoss representing T1. It is herO. Here we go. Here we go, as we are going to be opening up. So we're going to be settling in. We do have MaxPax. This time it's going to be our Danish Protoss to go for the low ground gateway, the low ground setup. Going for a much greedier build. We have herO setting up on the high ground instead. So the turns have tabled, and we might see the inverse of what we had last game, with herO going for the all-in and with MaxPax being hyper greedy. We'll see if he goes for the gate expand or the gate into Cybercore. Eyes are on MaxPax. Probe does move down. Yep, it's going to be the gate expand. So this is literally the same build that herO just went for last game. Same build. Hyper greed out of MaxPax. This should be a different variation though. Last game it was gate expand into gateway into Cybercore into a 3rd gateway, if you recall, from herO into a delayed Stargate. Here it should be MaxPax going gate expand into Cybercore into faster Stargate into a forge, if herO goes for an all-in. Now, the problem that we're seeing here, and this is the case that happened last game as well, herO has 0 scouting information. 0 doesn't know how greedy MaxPax is being. Here he goes gate cyber expand. Okay, so we have an economic opener out of herO, but MaxPax is ahead. So MaxPax's build was greedier. So MaxPax has a slight economic lead, but that also means that herO will not all in. No all in. As we mentioned before, MaxPax does have the faster Stargate, as he goes Stargate before the 2nd gateway. And when does herO get his own Stargate? Do we go into Phoenix Wars? We have the gas. Oh, no Stargate, going Twilight Council. Okay. A massive gateway explosion. 4th expansion out of MaxPax. Again, just getting further ahead. Securing himself. Crazy, buddy, crazy. Yes, here it does at least catch the Oracle. MaxPax over time is just overwhelming, just massing up a greater army here. We're bringing mass charge lots. We have the Temple Archives on the way for Archons as well. But I've attempt to harass. 4th base is denied for herO. And MaxPax, he may just commit in. May just commit in. +2 is still a couple of seconds away, so a bit of an anti-timing here for MaxPax. Has to wait 10 more seconds. 10 more. Prism gets in. Gets in. MaxPax playing it safe, does snipe the War Prism. And now MaxPax, he can focus on the main fight. Or even on upgrades. Diving on the Stalkers. And here he's just getting bullied. He's just getting bullied back. Now what can he do about it? Azure is contained on 3 bases. We have a 5th base on the way for MaxPax. Again, getting further ahead. MaxPax, he commits into the 3rd base. They'll say peel off into the natural, and here he barely has a standing army. He does have 2 Immortals, true. He's got some side defense, but these are still better traits for MaxPax. He can afford them. He can afford them. Now getting on top of the Immortals. MaxPax, he gets 1, and he'll get the other as well. Does catch both Immortals, punishing the blink. Still charging in. Kills 23 probes. Ay, ay, ay. Again, here he's just running out of steam, running out of armies. Now the 34 probes. GG gets called, and MaxPax, he takes a 2-0 lead in the series. Whew, GG. GG, well played. Again, a strong start of the series here for MaxPax. He's 1 game away from claiming the series here, and now the pressure is on herO. And again, I'll be honest, a lot of this has come down to the builds, have come down to the openers. Game 1, we saw that MaxPax hard countered herO by blindly going for a 1 base all-in against a blind gate expand. Game 2, we saw that herO blindly went gate cyber expand, whereas MaxPax went gate expand. So MaxPax, he was just ahead economically throughout the entire game. We saw he eventually, of course, got further ahead with his Oracle harass as well, and herO just stumbled his way out the gate into Game 2. And the pressure's on. Pressure's on here. What do we have in store for us coming into Game 3? Going to be loading into Title Citadel. We'll see if herO actually probe scouts. He has not probe scouted at all this entire series, so this might be the first time we see that. Otherwise, he might blindly just go for a proxy. We'll keep an eye on him. As spawning in the bottom right hand corner of Title Citadel, we have the Danish Protoss player. We have the red Protoss leading the series 2-0. It is MaxPax. And 1 game away from claiming the series. Meanwhile, spawning in the top left-hand corner of Title Citadel, we have the blue Protoss player. We have the South Korean Protoss representing T1. It is herO. Are we going to scout? Are we going to react? Already, Pylon is going to be on the top of the high ground, so Pylon here in the main base. Meanwhile, MaxPax going for the low ground Pylon himself, going for the Gate Cyber Expand, or Gate Expand, I should say, as he's been quite fond of it, doing it now twice in this series, and did it twice against Classic as well. So hybrid greed out of MaxPax. The question becomes, does herO punish? Does he try to macro? Does he play from behind? That's what happened last game. Last game, herO blindly went Gate Cyber Expand, which means he just had a later expansion and a smaller economy. Both these games, a little bit has come down to some of the openers. Okay, the probe moves out. You have my attention. For the first time this series. Series has not been sending out his probes. Oh, and show us the pylon. So here he does veer towards right hand side. Interesting proxy location is what I will say. I mean, the more common locations are here on the left hand side to push straight into the natural. Once again, gate, expand into cybercore. So this is the same opener that MaxPax went for last game. Hypergreed. Here we're going for the proxy. This location would be ideal for a Stargate into Oracle harass into the main. We'll see if he commits into a Robo or a Gateway. Cybercore is just now finishing. Is it Robo or Stargate? Huh. As here he warps into Adepts. Going for the Robo. Okay, proxy Robo, one base all in at a herO. And I'm really curious to see how this compares. If you remember, how did Classic play against his style, play against his build? Classic, he went proxy gates. He went for 3 gates. He went for 3 gate, 1 base all-ins. Game 1, of course, with Classic versus MaxPax was very messy. Game 2 was very close. Like Classic, he almost broke MaxPax. Hero Scouts confirms the Robo. Confirms the Stargates. And MaxPax finds the Robo. No! He finds the Robo. I was about to praise herO for this location just because it's a lot more common to have it on the left-hand side. But MaxPax, he scouts here first. MaxPax, he finds the proxy. And we should be seeing a Forge soon. Should be seeing a Forge. Actually, the Forge was seen against the Gateway all-in. Curious if he gets it against the Robo as well. Yep, he does. Okay. So it looks like it's just an all-around response. So Forge into cannons. Safety shield battery in the main base, so he can deal with a War Prism into the main as well. And the pressure's on herO. Pressure is on. herO going Prism first, jumping into the main. Gaining momentum. Void Ray has arrived, the battery's almost done. And MaxPax is holding. Adepts, they do get into the mineral line though, okay. Getting 1, getting 2. 2 probes go down, denies mining at the third base. Nice harassment here by herO. So far, so good. He harasses well. Still denying mining. Army's unloading in the main base, and MaxPax, he's blind. Yeah, he doesn't see. No, he doesn't see. Yeah, he doesn't see the unload. Army does move in. Yeah, Adepts, they do come into the shade here as well. The battery goes down. Voiders are exposed. The voids are being pulled. And can it catch one of the Void Rays? One more volley, so close. And hero's done it. Wow, herO, he has done it. He has broken the main. Again, we have all these cannons and shield batteries. They do nothing. herO, he has control of the main base. From here, he can go for the Void Ray. Gets 1. And one more volley will get the second. And nice juggling as well. GG gets called, and herO, he breaks MaxPax, and herO puts a point on the board. Whew, GG. GG, well played. Unfortunately, MaxPax, he did not see the warp in. He didn't see the juggling into the main base, the unloading into the main. We saw that Prism was able to sneak in, was able to stay on the edge of the main expansion, barely out of vision, barely out of range of the Void Rays, and slowly just ferry into the main base, unload everything, and commit into that main. There was a Void Ray on patrol, there was a Void Ray ready, and the Void Ray could have shut that down, but MaxPax didn't see. Again, it was just barely out of vision, didn't see the start, didn't see the War Prism, couldn't deny. GG. GG, well placed. And despite MaxPax committing into all those batteries, into the Forge, into the cannons, all that setup was at the natural, not in the main. Not in the main base. Now we're going to be loading into game number 4, and we'll see if herO can force the ace match, or we'll see if MaxPax can claim the series here and now. Let's go. Let's go. It's spawning in the bottom right-hand corner of Winter Madness. We have the Danish Protoss player. We have the red Protoss representing Storm Gaming. 1 game away from claiming the series. It is MaxPax. And spawning in the top left-hand corner, we have his opponent. We have the blue Protoss player, the South Green Protoss representing T1. It is herO. We go. Getting into game 4. Once again, MaxPax going for the gate expanded to Cybercore. Same build, the same build 3 games in a row. Again, MaxPax is very derivative, if you will. Like, once he finds a build that he enjoys in PvP, he sticks with it. And we'll see how herO reacts as he moves out with this probe. Does move out, so I will confirm the opener, we'll confirm the build. herO setting up in his own main. Now herO can pylon block, true. And he can force out a Cybercore, okay. So herO already disrupting the build. Yep, second pylon in the main base. So already a big delay. And forces out the Cybercore. So MaxPax forced to react, forced to respond. His own build is it's less efficient as a result. MaxPax even forced to make a Zealot. And herO from here could decide to expand. We're still on the fence when it comes to how he follows up. It just ensures that the Zealot is made. That's MaxPax just wants to expand. He has 400 minerals. Yeah, big delay here for MaxPax. Forced to throw down the pylon. We should be seeing that cancellation soon. Oh my god, it's getting close. Never mind. Oh, as he lets it finish and going for the cyber block. Aye, that was so close as well. herO forcing the probe off the pylon for a couple of seconds there may have been enough to allow the bind to finish. To let it complete. MaxPax, the entire purpose of this build was to get a faster Nexus, but it is so heavily delayed in comparison. To game 1. Oh, sorry, to game 2 and game 3. Stargate at a herO, Stargate at a MaxPax. herO can go Phoenix and try to hard counter. Remember here, he scouted the Stargate of his opponents. He knows. Hallucinations coming in. herO does have that faster base, so herO has the better economy. And MaxPax scouts the Stargate. So big scout here for MaxPax. Still making the Oracle, though. Still making the Oracle. herO's aware. This is a big risk. A big gamble. herO has to make sure this Oracle doesn't get cancelled. And herO should be hard countering this, or trying to. Where's the Phoenix? There we go. Phoenix is on the way. There's a cancellation. I like this out of MaxPax. Again, he had to wait for the probe to die, but he cancels the Oracle, going for the Phoenix instead. herO is slightly ahead when it comes to the Phoenix counts, and herO is already switching into Blink Stalkers. This is a little bit worrisome. It's a little bit worrisome. It is very difficult to get away with these tech switches. Not impossible, but difficult. Going Phoenix first into Oracle, yeah, big risk, big gamble. MaxPax, he scouts, he confirms on Oracle's on the way. MaxPax knows. Now, what's important is that MaxPax, he saw the Oracle. MaxPax didn't see the Twilight Council. Did not see the Council. Blink is on the way. Again, hero's going for that massive kind of Blink transition, Blink switch. Going for that tech switch. Meanwhile, MaxPax is going Phoenix into Immortals. What did herO see? herO, he did see the robot. Okay. It's important. So MaxPax, he should be taking a more defensive stance and slowly building up the Immortal count. I say that, he still is not fully aware as to what hero's up to. But he's not getting a second Stargate, which is enough of a tell. It does go for the die, it does pick up one of the Phoenixes. Nice pickup. Better trade for MaxPax. Gets a Phoenix, pulls away. Back at home, working on the Forge, building up his Immortal counts. I'm seeing only one Phoenix, and also the Stalks on the ground confirms that hero's switching into a ground composition. So MaxPax is aware. And the goal for these Phoenixes is just contain. Contain the opposing Protoss player, get into the mineral line, pick up some probes, find some key units, some key pickups. Let's go. Again, pokes in. There is going to be a window in time here where herO might be able to punish MaxPax as MaxPax takes a third base. Speaking of, third is now on the way. herO's is just not finishing. Yeah, big reaction. These they slip in 5 probe kills. Oh my god! Nice bait. Very nice bait. Catching out 5 probes. Despite herO having the faster natural and faster third base, now down in workers. So nice harass here from MaxPax. Behind this, he's still building up his immortals, now switching into +1 in charge. Skipping blink. But again, there's a window in time pre-charge that herO can try to make use of this army and take advantage of his own blink. herO is rotating, looking for a way in. Sorry, just had to respond to something. We're good. But anyway, we've just been chilling. MaxPax is slowly just perfecting his army. Now, what's scary here, as we mentioned before, is that there was a window in time where herO had all these Blink Stalkers. He didn't really achieve much with it, to be honest. Like, he poked in, he pulled away, like, not much was really found. So MaxPax is, I would say, getting a superior composition. Building up his Archons, his Immortals, his Charge Lots, skipping Blink. I'm now getting concerned for herO. Oh, as one of Phoenix finally goes down. But again, herO's more mobile composition hasn't really achieved much. Meanwhile, there's no reason for MaxPax to move out. He just has to slowly build up more Archons, more Charge Lots. So just chilling back at home. His main army is taking more defensive stance. 4th base is on the way. Again, the pressure is more on herO. Now, over time, here he is catching up, but the one thing that herO will not catch up in is the immortal counts. As that is now a 4th immortal on the way, and the first robo is just now finishing for herO. So MaxPax is going to be perpetually ahead in the immortals. 4 more probes go down to the Phoenixes. Oof. Again, in a head-on fight, these Stalkers are not as effective. Oh! It doesn't get a Phoenix. Now, we could see herO take the plunge and go into a faster Disruptor production. Like, that is an option. That is a tech choice he could go for. Otherwise, in a head-on fight, he does have a healthy Archon count, true. Getting to 5 Archons. The way this works here is that the Archons are built to deal with the Zealots. We have massive amount of Zealots, of course, so the Archons are going to shut them down, ideally. Stalkers are going to be applying a lot of support in the back line. With a higher immortal count, MaxPax's goal would be to break through those Archons and control the Stalkers. But we'll see how the armies engage. There's not much tag defense. MaxPax is building up his Archon count. Pushing in. He's going to commit. Yeah, he does commit in. Stalkers are get caught out. And we do have a bit of better concave here for MaxPax. He does collapse on the army. The Archons, they push in. The Immortals, they just go to town on the Archons. And Archons are going to get picked up. Ooh, warping gets denied. And here he has to get the hell out of here. Let's get the hell out of here. Again, he pushed into a concave, into an arc of Archons and Immortals. herO pulls out. And what's scary about that engagement is that MaxPax retained his army. He retained his Immortals and most of his Archons as well. He retained those high-tech units. And hero's just being outscaled. And this is late. If you remember, we spoke about this like a minute ago, 2 minutes ago. One of the options that herO could have gone for is Disruptors, is rushing into a faster bane to Disruptors. This is a decision being made after he lost the fight. So late a decision here to go into Disruptors. This would have been necessary earlier if the plan was to get into a longer game. Nice, the Warpin. Warpin is denied. hero's going for a second robo. Now, if given time, even though this bay is late, this decision is late, I still stand by that, but if given time, then he can recover. If he's able to get into 3, 4, 5 Disruptors, then despite having a smaller army and despite having less momentum, he can take a fight. Can take a fight. First Disruptors on the way. herO just needs more time. And MaxPax moves out. Yeah, for the first time this game, the main army does move out for MaxPax. He's got 10 Archons, 10 Archons, 5 Immortals. He's got the War Prism. And MaxPax, do we head for the 4th base or do we rotate over towards the 3rd? Oh, what are cannons? MaxPax moving in. Bit of an awkward engage from MaxPax. Nova does come in for a flank, but the Nova does not connect. Yeah, no major connection. And MaxPax, he should just barrel on through. He should barrel through here. Some wasted DPS with the Immortals. They're a little bit too far back. Cell Warpins are continuing. Oh, the miss rally, no. Miss rides a Disruptor, and MaxPax, he is done. He has broken the main army. He has broken herO. Again, herO, he tried to get into Disruptors, but just too little too late. Too late, Matthew, too late. MaxPax, he has done it. And hey, we got some mid game here. We got there in the end. We got there. Novas, they go up. Massive connections. Again, great connections. We needed this 2 minutes ago. Aye. As MaxPax, he's rallying in, getting us over the first robo. Robo goes down. Nova's going up once again. Catching an Archon. But those are the final Novas. Okay, they were the final Novas. MaxPax breaks on through, pushing towards the mineral line. There's one more Nova available, grazing the army, catching one Stalker. And GG gets called. MaxPax, he will claim the series 3-1, and MaxPax will be the WardiTV Monday number 72 champion. GG. Whew. GG, well played. Congratulations, MaxPax. He will claim the series. A very strong showing here by MaxPax, and a really chaotic series as well. Winding it back at game 1, game 2, and even game 3 a little bit. Really just game 1 and game 2. Game 1 and game 2 came down to our initial builds, blind builds, might I add, as well. Remember what happened in game 1? Game 1, MaxPax blindly went for a 1 base all-in with a proxy robo, and game 1, herO blindly went for the greediest build possible, going gate expand, so herO heals blind countered. Game 2, we saw something similar, where blindly our players went for greedy builds, but MaxPax did out-greed herO, and herO couldn't punish. Likewise, herO, he had a hard time keeping up with the Oracle and Dead Harass, so herO, he just fell behind, he stayed behind. Game 3, we saw herO fight back and bounce back with an all-in with a proxy robo against the more greedy build of MaxPax. And here coming to game 4, we saw a really diverse early game. I really did enjoy it. herO blocking the base, delaying the expansion, going for his own Stargate. But if you recall, herO, his attempted Oracle play and his switch into Blink Stalkers left much to be desired, right? We were quite critical of his switch into Blink Stalkers, which didn't achieve any damage. He failed to deny the 3rd base, he failed to pick off any key units, he failed to outposition the army and get into a mineral line. The mass Blink Stalker army didn't really achieve much, and we saw that basically MaxPax skipped it. He just skipped Blink Stalkers, went into a superior composition of Immortal Charged Archon. And again, at one point he had like 5 Immortals. I do think that wasn't like the end of the game. herO could have definitely made the decision to switch into Disruptors earlier, and that could have given him a better chance, but it was a late decision. Like, he tried to commit and he overextended, pushing into the 3rd base, into a concave, and that was the moment that MaxPax won the fight and won the game. GG. GG, well played. With that, congratulations here to MaxPax. I'm most curious by his greedier build that he did against Classic in the semifinals. I feel like that's a little bit telling as to how MaxPax prefers to play PvP, and I'm curious to see how both Classic, herO, and Showtime and the other top Protoss players start to react to it, start to adapt to it. If you remember, Classic, he was going for a lot of triple gateway one base all-ins, like proxy gateways, against MaxPax with some mixed success against that greed. We saw that, of course, herO did find more success with a proxy robo, so we'll see kind of how what the consensus does kind of turn into and what the response is going to be against that greedier style from MaxPax. We'll see. I'm curious to see how the meta evolves between them in PvP. Otherwise, GG, well played. Congratulations here to MaxPax, does claim the win. And with that, let's catch up on the rest of our schedule here, as we're going to be wrapping up here for the day. Bearing in mind that Little League Cup, I think, just began. Like, Little League Cup, I think, is just now starting. We will not be casting Little League Cup live. We most likely will be casting it via replays. Little League Cup is a big event that's going on. It's an online tournament, group stage into playoffs. And again, I do want to cover it, but again, most likely via replays. It's just starting really late. It's starting just now, and it'll probably last like a couple of hours, like 3-4 hours, and I don't quite have as much free time in the evenings to kind of delve into that. So if you want some Little League Cup action, that is currently being casted by Rotterdam is covering that. I thought that Wardi was gonna try to cover that as well, but currently just Rotterdam. And again, we should be covering it as well, but most likely via replays, most likely next week or the week after that. Like, we have a lot of catching up to do. You can see here on our weekly schedule, we have to catch up with Home Story Cup. Home Story Cup replays are going to be covered here on the channel. We did miss out on Home Story Cup over the weekend, so we have a lot of catching up to do. We're going to be covering Group A tomorrow. That's going to be in around 12 hours time. 12 hours time, we're going to be live with Group A. We're going to have Group B on Friday, and of course, we have Group C on Sunday. So, continued group stage of Home Story Cup into eventually the playoffs. I'm still on the fence about whether or not I should cast the playoffs. I'm on the fence. We'll see. But at least the group stage we're going to be casting here on the channel. We have the RSL qualifiers on Saturday. We have Sparkling Tuna Cup on Sunday, and we have the Pondcast tomorrow evening. So you can see our schedule. We are currently Wednesday evening. That's where we currently are. And then tomorrow is going to be Home Story Cup into the Pondcast on Thursday. So plenty more StarCraft on the horizon here. Once we wrap up with Home Story Cup replays, which again will take like 2 weeks to go through, then we'll be getting to the Little League Cup replays. We'll get there. Do apologize for not covering it live, but again, we're just not as available in the evenings, especially like European time. Like, we're not quite available in that time slot to cast, at least not at the moment. So not quite able to commit to covering those events live. But otherwise, thanks for watching. Thanks so much for tuning in. We do appreciate it. Hope you enjoyed the content. Hope you enjoyed the casting. Hope you enjoyed the StarCraft. If you want to support us, you can do so a couple of different ways. You can do so via following us or by supporting us on Patreon. Exclamation mark Patreon in the chat. Our Patreon does fund our Tuna Cup on a regular basis. It also funds Master Storm Open and Sea Duckling Open as well. It's all funded via the Patreon. Do I have a... Bam, there we go. As you can see, the graphic here on my left. Likewise, you can also follow some of the socials. If you enjoy some of the casting, and if you enjoy some of the games, but if you cannot watch it live, then check us out on YouTube. YouTube is the place to be. All the VODs are uploaded on a daily basis, so plenty of VODs, plenty of content over on YouTube. Plenty of content. Otherwise, we are going to be wrapping up. You can head off now. I did want to give a brief IRL update. I know some people were asking about our pet bunnies and what's been going on. When it comes to what's been happening IRL, and one of the reasons why I'm no longer able to cast events at a more European friendly time is because 6 months ago we got some pet bunnies. We've been looking after them, and they're very active in the evenings, typically around this time, and that's when we spend time with them. So no longer able to cast at this time slot like previously. But one of the reasons why we casted so little in January, I feel so bad about it, but January we barely casted, were because of some health complications. We did actually provide an update regarding this a couple of weeks ago. But one of our pet bunnies had an abnormally low heart rate. We brought in our bunnies to be desexed, which is something that you do at around like 6 months, around 6 months of age. We brought them in. They noticed, shout out to our vets, by the way, they noticed that something was off about one of our bunnies. Had a very low heart rate, and did advise us to get an x-ray to get some better imaging. So went through with the x-ray, found that something was looking a little bit weird when it came to her heart. At least initially, that was the thought. And that was kind of like out of the expertise of our local vets, and they advised us to go to a vet hospital to go and see potentially a cardiologist, like a budding cardiologist. So then we had to book that appointment and get into that. Once that occurred, and then that's like an hour and a half drive away. It's like it's quite a journey to get to our nearest like vet hospital. When there, we were able to get we did request some better imaging. They confirmed that the low heart rate was really weird and really abnormal. They conducted an EKG, they conducted an ultrasound as well, trying to figure out what was going on, and everything was fine. Like everything was looking normal, like relatively normal. Like there was still an arrhythmia and there was still a low heart rate, and they were just trying to figure out the cause of that. When we were about to be discharged, our pet bunny did start wheezing, and it started having trouble breathing as well. So then suddenly it was like, oh, like clearly this isn't like heart related, it's respiratory related. Because of that, they recommended that we do a CT scan. So we got a CT scan done to figure out what was going on. Did get eyes on her vocal cords. Her vocal cords were swollen. They were swollen, and there was like some obstruction going on there, and something like weird was going on. They did say that to get further confirmation as to what's happening, then we have to do an endoscopy, right, to like send a camera down her throat. And that was going to be done when she was going to be desexed. They confirmed that they could, because there was no issue with her heart, it's safe to sedate her and safe to go through with desexing and all of that. And while doing that, then they can also do the endoscopy, or they can also like send the camera down and see what's going on. That led to this morning. That's why earlier we were actually going to be casting Pegasus Cup, but we weren't able to cast Pegasus Cup because I was busy going to the vet. That's why we didn't cast Pegasus Cup this morning, so I do apologize. And while there, we confirmed that initially we thought it was like an abscess. Initially we thought there was something that was like stopping her from breathing properly, and something that was like obstructing and causing irritation. We found out that wasn't the case though. Instead, it looks like our vet theorizes it's like a birth defect, but we looked at the footage on the camera, and actually we saw her vocal cords. Typically when you're breathing, your vocal cords, they open and they close, like when you breathe in, when you inhale, when you exhale, your vocal cords, they open, they close. But for a pet bunny, they weren't closing properly. Like they were perpetually open, essentially perpetually open. Because of that, there's more irritation when it comes to her like larynx, when it comes to like her vocal cord area. There's more irritation, there's more swelling, she's more susceptible to that sort of thing as well. And yeah, it seems, again, like it's possible that maybe like her vocal cords were damaged at a really young age, or she was just like born with it, but like there's just something weird going on there, and there's not really much that can be done. There's like potential like laser surgery that could be done, or it could be, but it's like ill-advised, just because it's like a very high risk and high chance of like a fatality or something wrong happening during a surgery like that, especially on a bunny. So yeah, it's because of that, she's also more vulnerable to like to heavy breathing, and to potentially even like again not being able to like wheezing, and a little bit more susceptible to like anemia, to like other issues. So pneumonia, that's it, pneumonia. So yeah, we found out this morning. So it's been a rough January, it's been a rough year, and we're kind of like trying to figure out what to do next, and how to take care of her. But that's why we just haven't been casting much this month, or January coming to February. It's also why I haven't been as available to cast European events, just because we've been spending more time monitoring and looking after our pet bunnies as well, while they recover. So yeah, it's been a lot going on. Fun fact when it comes to our pet, her name is Chi-Chi, by the way, is that our vet was talking to us about like her condition, and about how there's nothing like this hasn't been necessarily like studied or recorded before. Like she was talking to her like colleagues, and even like having discussions with like human doctors and human surgeons and stuff like that, when it comes to advisement of what to do and how to approach this, and looking into other studies and looking online, and like there's like no other like records of this. It's like she's very unique when it comes to like what's happening with her vocal cords and the issue that's occurring. And so I guess there's that. She's very special. She's very special. She's great. She's very, very headstrong. And yeah, it's a bit of a shame that this is happening to her, but it's also been very expensive. It's been very expensive doing all the imaging and looking after her as well. Yeah, that's what's been happening here, and that's why we have been casting a little bit less StarCraft. And hopefully, you can see our schedule. We're kind of getting back into the swing of things. Like, you know, she's back at home, she's recovering, and hopefully everything can go well. But yeah, it's been a rough 2026. It's been very stressful, very little sleep, little casting. But hopefully we can get back into it as well. Hopefully, it's a bit of a shame that this happened now as well. We spoke during the podcast at the start of the year how important this year is going to be for StarCraft moving forward, especially post EWC. Now is not the time for us to not be able to focus on casting. Like we got to lock in, but we got to lock in. But yeah, it's been quite a month now, almost 2 months now. But yeah, we should be getting back into casting, and hopefully everything goes well, and hopefully there are no further complications or minimal complications moving forward. Yeah, otherwise it's gonna be heading off for the time being. Give some love to Rotterdam and some of the other casters that are covering the Little League Cup. I know that I think is Trigger casting.
The layer is super fast, so just go.
Trigger's we can give Trigger some love. Okay. Give him some love, Fat. Give him some love. He's casting. We'll give him a raid. But otherwise, thanks for watching. Do appreciate it. Yeah, it's been rough year. But yeah, thanks for watching. Stick around. We're going to be giving Trigger a raid, give him some love, give him some support, and we should be back in around 12 hours with some more StarCraft with Home Story Cup. Again, everything that's happening with iPad Bunny, like, things are looking, I would say, a little bit positive. Like, for the most part, should be okay moving forward, and should be able to get back into a regular casting schedule. Just did want to address the fact that, again, we've been casting a lot less recently. Like, we pride ourselves on casting more StarCraft than anyone else out there. That has not been the case recently. Other things have been happening, but it's all good. We'll be okay. But thanks for watching, and we'll see you guys next time. We'll see you guys in either 12 hours or 24 hours with some more StarCraft. See you then.